So in the Athena doctrine, the statement was that if men could think more like women, we would be in a better place in the world, and that women make better leaders if they are thinking like a woman. And that is that women tend to think more about collaboration, community, connection, intuitively, sensitively. And women have that ability within their brain to literally not only see the immediate problem and get it fixed, but how is this going to affect other people? How's this going to affect the community? And to bring in everybody's skills and talents at that time. The problem is that that is true of the stereotypical woman. But what we understand is that the brain will change depending on the environment it's in. So a woman who has fought to get to the top of the ladder or fought to be at the top of her business using her masculine attributes of assertiveness and maybe even aggressiveness and domination and independence will unfortunately have changed her brain patterns so that her brain is looking much more like that of a man than it is a woman. So for women to be able to think like a woman, they too have to revert to their more feminine qualities. And that means accepting their intuitive insights, being more sensitive, being more vulnerable, accepting their weaknesses and not seeing them as weaknesses, but gifts of learning, gifts of tools. And for women to do that, they need to become more vulnerable. And that is a threat to many women who have built up so many defenses to stay in the world that they are, which is often a man's world, and hence they become mini men to do that. So for women to take on the leadership qualities that the doctrine talks about, they need to learn to listen more to their intuition, to their heart. And that means not looking outside for their identity, but truly listening inside. Because the gift of a woman and her power as a leader is to be able to speak clearly from her heart, from her power, about what is good not only for her but also for the community. And as far back as the Iroquois Constitution, which really was the basis of the American Constitution, it was women, the grandmothers, who were chosen to be the leaders. Because the peacemaker who set up the Iroquois Constitution said only women know what is worth fighting for. Because it's only women that knows what it is to carry a child on your breast and then have to bury them later. And it's only women that can see far enough into the future to know, is this worth going to war for? So it's no different than being in the business world. It is women who look further ahead. It's women who consider everybody in the business and see them as relevant rather than what is our short-term goal and how can we get there, even if that means that the family is separated from the person who is the worker. And I think that in the doctrine it came very clear that countries like Japan and China, Korea, which have a very strong patriarchy, it was the men there that said, yes, we need to look at how the women think and how the women behave, because our pattern of just working and forgetting the family is no longer an option. And unfortunately, we have as many women who are doing exactly the same thing, which is they're working so hard, they don't have time for not only their family, but for their relationship and for their own self-nurturing. And so for women to take these leadership powers on that are described in the Athena doctrine, women are going to have to return to what is important to me, not only as a woman, but also as an individual. And what have I given up to get to the position of power that I'm in, which might be powerful in a man's world, but is not powerful in a woman's world.